gun, I want to shoot this nigga. We ain't gonna say that. We might look at you and or we might salute you depending on the time of day. We might give you a salute. We might kind of look at you and go look you up and down and keep walking. But we don't have that deep hatred. I want to kill this guy. If I was in my car, I'd run his ass over. Because we have a history with all these guys. Okay, we do get on them. We get on them guys, but they get on us too, and we go back and forth, man. Like you when you ran into Nate.
That's right.
Going back like two.
And we were getting on him hard, man.
You were getting on him hard, but when you ran into him, y'all saluted and everything, man.
It was all good.
I mean, if I ran into him, I salute him, shalom, what's up? Then I'll start cursing his ass out.
Yeah.
I'll say, why'd you sell out? Well, what you mean? I said, look, you a cop. I think I didn't be. And we'll go into it, man.
Yeah.
And then I'll get on him on that chip thing and all that, man.
Yep. Hey, well, wait a minute. Well, you mentioned that. That's what happened. When I ran into Nate around that time, that's when every week we were getting on him. Every week we were doing videos. Every week was a Nate week.
But
when I ran into him.
Stupid question. Why it's so hard getting on me?
Yeah. Why y'all getting on
Motherfucker, we explain why we getting on you, man.
Yeah.
Because you're going off.
That's right. Now, every week we were getting on Nate. Every week. And then, boom, I ran into him. And when I ran into him, what was the first thing he did when and it's funny because when he rolled up, I did give him that look at first, like, nigga, okay, like, what's your angle? Like, that on guard look, like, yo, all right, motherfucker, you gonna try something? Hey, but then he said, shalom. Then he saluted me, which he was, at that time, he was speaking against the salute. He was speaking against the name. And the first thing he did was salute me. Shalom, Elder Ricard, shalom. Called me Elder Ricard and everything. Then I saluted him back. And then, hey, man, we embraced and shit. Then we got off the train and we went upstairs and we started rapping. And then we got into it, and then I went into it with him about why we getting on you, this, that. I called Apostle Tahar. Apostle Tahar didn't stay on the phone with him too long because he was bullshitting. But then after that, I stood there with him for a while, and I had the brother, one of the officers in the camp, the young officers in the camp, Zakar was with me. And then we talked, and we went into it. And then after that, after we kind of was done talking about the issues, we kind of started just talking like, talking about old times. We were just kind of, for that moment, it was like we were cool again. And then he started telling me about other guys that fell out the truth and all that. This one, that one. Yeah, this guy's doing that. I heard this guy. Yeah, Sa'aja is out there doing this. He's wicked. The Asha is this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? For that moment, it was like the old days and shit. You know what I'm saying? And then when it was the time to go, I saluted him. He saluted me, and we went up. He gave me his phone number and every damn thing. He went his way. I went my way. And then we still continued to get on him because after that, in my mind, I was sincere. I was hoping that I was in the attitude of like, damn, well, maybe this is the time where the Most High going. Because Apostle Tahar always said he thinks he might be a man of the Lord. And he had a dream.
Yeah, well, it's
and then I had a dream.
It's harder to accept that.
Yeah, it's hard.
And when you get a chance, I got another comment I want to read. This is from Zain Humara. And it says the curse whereas follows slave ships, exiled from our land, speaking our captives' language, being placed under the other nations, the list goes on. And it's obvious he's talking about the nation of Israel and what they went through. Now, if you can, go to Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. And the scripture always comes up, or the question always comes up about prophecy. That's when we first started going back and forth with the black consciousness movement about prophecy. And none of them guys brought out anything dealing with prophecy. Like, is there anything in any of the coffin texts or the spells or the Metu Neter, if I'm saying it correctly, where it prophesies that the Egyptians would be in America? Or when Amun-Ra, whether Amun-Ra is going to come back and set up the Kemetic Empire again. I mean, is there any prophecies? They never touch on that, man.
That's right.
They never touch on that. Because when Polite came down to the camp and I mentioned we're going to do that in the kingdom, and he said, the kingdom? He said, what, the kingdom? What do you mean by the kingdom? They're not thinking about it. They want everybody to be Kemet, and we're just gonna walk around saying Hotep to each other, and that's it. And the white man gonna be over us.
That's right.
Forever. They don't see any future, and they think that if they wake up enough Kemetic people, as they call it, that we're gonna take this man down. Well, guess what? Go back to the 1930s with this guy Marcus Garvey. So that black Back to Africa movement goes back almost 100 years. And what progress have you made, man? You haven't made any. You still ain't going back to Africa. Ain't none of you niggas moved to Africa, man. The best you can do is take a trip over there for about a week,
Like Richard Pryor.
and then bring your. Richard Pryor did it. What's this guy? Fox. What's this guy?
Fox.
Jamie Foxx did it. Then they all took their asses came right back to America, man. You know?
Yeah. And then Richard Pryor came back and made. Richard Pryor came back. Not only did he come back, he made fun of the Africans, man. He made fun. He made mockery.
Yeah, he talked shit about him, man.
He talked shit.
But have that on deck about Deuteronomy. I just want to jump around. Because this is the only book that goes into prophecies. There's nothing in the Quran that speaks about prophecies. I mean, the Arabs are getting the hell blasted out of them every goddamn day. They're getting tortured. They tied up.
Yep.
Guantanamo Bay.
That's what
I'm pretty sure they pray to Allah 5 times a day, and they still getting their ass. They're still getting Coke bottles stuck up their ass and all that, man. Go ahead, Ak.
Hey, no, you said the Arabs. Hey, if you don't believe that, watch that movie. I finally saw it, American Sniper. Yeah,
that dude is a Jake.
Yeah, that dude's a Jake. They messing them Arabs up.
And
over
Chris
there.
Kyle is a Jake.
He was a Jake, man. He was a Jake.
So we got to
man.
put him on that sign with the rifle, you know.
He was a Jake.
Yeah. And he was a warrior.
Oh yeah, and before he joined the damn Navy SEALs, he was a rodeo goddamn rider,
Yeah,
man.
he's a rough dude.
He's
man.
a rough. His brother too.
Yeah,
His brother wasn't as rough.
Yeah,
but he was kind of.
he was rough. But him and his brother both went out there and shit, man. And the father was a preacher.
Yeah.
And if you look up the word cow, that's a Scottish Irish name.
Oh yeah.
You know? So yeah, man, you know? So Chris Kyle, the guy from the movie American Sniper, he's an Israelite, man. And his wife is an Israelite.
She's a nigga woman.
Yeah, she's an Israelite,
She's a
man.
nigga woman, man. And then you know the proof on that, like in the movie, the actress they had playing her, you can see that she was a nigga woman, but like, cause you know the trial of the guy that killed him is actually taking place right now. And you know they show his real wife, and the bitch in the movie looked and acted just like her, but they actually showed his real wife talking. She's a nigga woman, man. She's a Jake, man. You can see she's a nigga woman, man.
Which proves that you have Israelites that look like everybody, man. You got Israelites that look like Moabites, Ammonites, Elamites, Hamites, Ishmaelites.
Deuteronomy 28:68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Which basically is going into the slave ships. And when the scriptures say that no man shall buy thee, meaning that no man is going to be able to redeem thee. There's not going to be a Marcus Garvey or a Malcolm X or a Martin Luther King or a Jesse
Polite,
Jackson
or
or Polite, or Farrakhan that's going to come out there and speak his words and change things and bring you into a utopia, so to speak. The one that's going to do it is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. There has not been one man since the so-called black men here, the real Jews, came into slavery, that was able to redeem or release you from your condition. And you're not going to be able to do it, because the only time that's going to happen is when the Lord Yahushua comes back to deliver us. All right? So now, when you went into slavery, there were certain things that happened to you during slavery.
I got the same scripture, Deuteronomy 28:29. It says, and this fits you black conscious movement people and the rest of you lost souls out there. It says, and thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. Go down to Harlem, the mecca of black civilization. Check out all them businesses down there, man. They're either owned by Koreans, Japanese, Hamites, Edomites. So you haven't made any progress, man.
So-called Jews, all them department stores.
So-called Jews. Well, if they don't own them, when they pay the rent to the landlord, it's the so-called Jew.